plays games with Steve.
So we were talking about character archetypes and who we usually are. So yeah, Steve usually gets the honorable jerk, or not jerks, honorable. I'm the honorable jerk. No, the honorable.
It's me. I'm a Pokemaniac, brother.
I'm a Pokemaniac, brother.
You know something, dude?
For me, I think do other people do this with their friend groups? I'm just asking commenters, like, do you guys, like, cast your friends? Because this is something me and my friends have done forever. Like, we've always, like, who's who in this?
You know?
Do you do that with, like your, like, the One Piece podcast boys or anything like that?
We've had, like, not, like, too much. Like, I think besides, like, you know, like, you and I and, like, our friends, like, that, you know, our mutual friends.
Uh-huh.
I almost want to say your friends, but I'm like, you know, like, you kind of... I got adopted into your friend group many years ago now. But no, it's... at least I can speak for myself. That's not a common thing. And it's one of the things I enjoy most about our circle of friends.
Well, you know, what's really interesting is you say you got adopted, but really it was that because of COVID, a bunch of my friends all got formed into an accidental big friend group through a Discord server.
Okay.
So,
because I always thought, like, the group was, like, you, Wilco, Elvis.
Yeah, well, yeah, so
pretty much everyone who's been on the show.
I don't know if I've ever said this name on the channel, but yes, when I refer... that group, this was not my decision. It was called the Dorp Squad, which I believe originated from someone misspelled Drop Squad or something. I don't know. I didn't choose this fucking name. It's just been around forever.
Sometimes you don't choose the name you're given.
Exactly. Like, this was before even I joined the quote-unquote friend group. What should I replace? Because I shouldn't get acid.
Flash. No.
I wish. This seems more useful in general because it lingers.
Yeah, I'd say...
I'm gonna get rid of sleep powder.
Yeah.
Because they always fucking wake up. So yeah, the Dorps, which we still, every now and then, will refer to ourselves as that. That's me, Elvis, Wilco, Max, who is David's husband. Did I say David already? I don't know if I said David. Elvis, Anne-Marie, and then Rick as well. I don't know if he'd consider himself a dorp. He'd be like, I'm not a fucking dorp. Rick was always... Rick we will get on as well at some point. Rick was like, for a long time, like, that's David's friend, who I didn't know that well, and then later I got to know really well. He's fucking great. But yeah, like, that sort of friend group, yeah, we've known each other since I was like 12 years old or whatever. But it's like, you know, like, sure, there's that group, but then it was like I never in a million years before COVID would be like, oh yeah, Jay and Steve and Dave and, I mean, Suha. Suha was someone that didn't really know anybody.
Oh, wow.
Like, I just knew Suha because I had worked on her game, and we like were friendly, and like, you know, we would like, you know, when she was in town, I would, you know, I was like, oh, Suha's cool, like, she's really nice. Yeah, it's just kind of an accidental. The people who came into the server and just were all met. It's like this weird melting pot of all my friends now know each other, which is great. Honestly, it's really convenient.
And not that I feel like I have to defend this, but it wasn't like, it's not like there was favoritism or anything. I just
no, not like, at all. Yeah,
because it was COVID. Things were weird.
Yeah,
and
it was literally just me going, I am lonely and I want to talk to people.
And a bit of context too. We were tight. We were friends, but we were not that close.
Yeah.
We tended to just see each other at parties.
Exactly. We were like, hey, Steve. Yeah, I like that guy. He's great. Yeah. And then we hung out.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like
not as often as we see each other now.
Yeah, we see each other like all the fucking time. I mean, like, yeah, Jay was the same way. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I was like, yeah, he's a cool guy, and
But it was like what I meant was like it wasn't like there was favoritism. It was kind of like you made this big Discord server, and you were one of like the first people I saw do that.
yeah,
And I had like fuck all to do.
sure,
So like it wasn't just like oh hey, like it's like no one ever really invites me or anything. It was kind of just like you'd be like, I'm gonna hang out in voice chat if anyone wants to hang out. And
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh well, there's a few people in here. I'm like, there's a few people I know, like Dave. I'm like, I want to hang out with some people right now.
Yeah.
And just like I took initiative to hang out, and in doing so, that's how I got to know everybody.
exactly, yeah.
You know.
Hit me with your best shot. Anyway, so I sorry for that. People who are listening with headphones. So yeah, it was this thing where I was like, you know, I'm just gonna invite, because I invited a lot of people into
Yeah.
that server. Just because I was like, fuck it, I'll invite these people, and then I don't know, this person is nice, and I like this person.
And like any Discord server, a lot of members, not all of them are usually active.
Oh no, yeah, I'd say like out of the, I don't know how many are on the server, but I'd say like half of them have never said anything. You know, they just accepted out of politeness, like whatever. You know, Discord.
Yeah.
They probably just also don't use Discord, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah, I would say probably around half of the people like joined and started to participate. And it really is, I've said this before about Discord, it really did capture the feeling of how forums felt.
Yeah.
Like Discord is the new forum. And so, you know, they just all got to know each other, and I was like, I'm so glad, because you know, I love like my friend Wilco, and I'm like, I never really had an opportunity to introduce Wilco to my friends who live in LA,
But
or
over 3 years ago, I had no idea who this man from Australia was.
yeah.
3 years later, he was the last person that like said goodbye to me before I left Japan. He came out to like right as I was boarding my shuttle to send me off.
Yeah.
What the hell, you know? like crazy what 3 years can do.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I mean, COVID, because we all kind of went through this traumatic experience as a Discord server together, it like, friendships, like, really, because we were, like, talking all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like, people just, you know, we were just, it was
What's
it was something I had wanted pre-COVID. Like, man, I wish I could do, like, Skype calls with some of my friends, but
Right.
I don't know, it feels weird. It feels awkward to be like, I don't know, it's like, because I'm usually awake at, I don't know, it's like midnight. I'm like, anyone want to shoot the shit? I'm like, that seems weird, right? And now it's the new normal. Now it's like, everyone just, yeah, fuck it, it's like 2 a.m, let's just shoot the shit. And so, because if you have a whole year of that, of just talking all the time, and you know, you really get close really fast, and yeah, now like it's great. Everyone, a lot of my close friends, and now friends who I've gotten even closer with, they all know each other.
Yeah.
It's very convenient.
And I don't want to speak lightly of like 2020, the pandemic and COVID, all that.
Right.
But I will say, like, my life kind of improved in like
Sure.
isolation. Like, definitely, I was socializing way more, which was like it's ironic because you think, oh, you're trapped in home all the time.
I will preface though, we are only looking back at the good parts.
The good parts,
Because there was
yeah.
plenty of bad.
Oh, yeah,
I had
of
some
course.
real low moments in that time. But yes,
but that's like, but this was like
a blessing.
good that spawned
Yes.
from like the worst possible situation.
Yes, exactly.
But I just like I wasn't expecting my social life to improve, and it did.
yeah, no, we were very lucky in that respect. That,
And you know, I'll say this.
yeah.
I'm like, you know what? It felt good making friends with people that weren't in the same fucking industry as me. And
yeah.
I say this with love. And I have so many great friends
In animation,
In
sure.
animation,
Yeah.
some of my closest, and
Sure.
some great people. I don't always want to talk about fucking work.
Exactly. I've probably said this before, but that's why for people like, I know I'm a voice actor. There are a lot of voice actors who only hang out with voice actors, and I'm like, I think I'd rather bury myself alive than only hang out with voice actors all the time.
Yeah.
Because, one, I think you bring a bunch of voice actors together, they only want to talk about work, and it drives me fucking crazy. Like,
well, I think it goes back to what we're saying is like I said this episodes ago in this playthrough. You know, it's if people like if they're super passionate about their job, there's no shame in that.
Oh,
if
right.
that's where your heart lies,
Yeah.
fucking own it.
Sure.
For me personally, at least my jobs, I don't want my jobs to define my life.
Exactly.
So when that's all that I feel like where the conversation is going, I will fucking sour real fucking quick.
Sure. I'm the same way, but I will make some I can't think of the term right now. But let me stress a couple things. One, the voice actors I do get along with. There are some voice actors I'm very good friends with, but they're the ones that are, one, chill. They're chill, and two, they have interests and a personality outside of their work. Like, it's always like red flags for me if I meet someone and all they want to talk about is work, and I'm like, oh, what do you do in your free time? Do you have any hobbies or interests or what? And they're like, and I'm like, oh.
I have some friends I love to death.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, if we watch something animated, and then they just like talk about the history of the thing or just break it down.
Sure.
And I'm like, can we just watch it as a fucking movie?
Yeah.
For the love of God, we can fucking make a fucking video essay about this afterwards.
Yeah, can you imagine if every time we watch anything with voice acting, it's like, the performance there was, yeah.
I would fucking have murdered you.
Right.
I would,
well, you might not mind because you like voice acting.
Oh, like it's honestly it's weird. It's something I'm also passionate about.
Yeah.
But also, we're watching the entire through. So it's like not a good take. I think I would have treated you the way I would have treated if Angel caught a fan pee.
Yeah. Yeah.
My eyes turn red.
Needed to project more there. Yeah, and also there's also a way to talk about, because I actually don't mind talking shop
Same here,
if it's in a way that feels like actually interesting. I think the thing that happens oftentimes, especially with actors, is some actors, they talk because they want to brag. Like, they just want to go, oh, I did this thing, or I did this thing. Hey, this is the thing I did. And it's like, okay, like, this is not interesting to talk about. Whereas if it's talking about the craft or like things like that, like, then I'm like, oh, okay, it can be interesting. Like,
for my industry, God, I hate to say this because I feel like I'm talking from higher ground here, but that's a conversation I tend to see from people who are still trying to break in with animation.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like a lot of people that have been working for a while are so fucking chill. Like, they're just like,
it's because
people that have worked so many different jobs, so many different productions. It's kind of just like,
well, what it is it stems from insecurity, right? People who are insecure. Oh my God, Mankey, I fucking hate you.
I just imagine they're just like circling each other, their fists in the air.
Yeah. It's the more secure and comfortable you become with yourself, then you're like, I don't need to fucking.
Oh, that's just a lesson in general.
Yeah.
I think my analogy is the tiniest dog is always the one that barks the most.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I think it's also kind of like, I think it's like, that's like, you could see that in like kind of bullying too, because bullying comes from
God Rock Tunnel's
somewhere.
big.
Yes.
Anyways.
And I think that's kind of the same with, like, I don't know. It's like kind of like being like, there's a difference between being having like confidence in yourself and just being like a fucking
narcissist.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, because I think I've surprisingly have like a pretty good portformio at this point, or at least just like a history of work.
Sure.
But I don't really think about it much.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I forget if I've ever talked about this on air, but like one of my friends who doesn't work in the industry, but he's like, "Oh, how did it feel seeing your name in the credits?" And I'm like, I'm like, at that point, I don't know. I was kind of I was so into it. It was like, yeah, all right. Like it didn't really hit me or anything.
Sure.
Probably said the one thing I said, I'm like, it was interesting to see my name in the Rick and Morty credits font, you know. That was but it was kind of just like it didn't it wasn't this profound like
earth-shattering moment.
Yeah,
it's cool, right? Yeah, like it.
The what is it, the whole the state of making it, which I think like probably transcends many different fields of just like creative careers. I have never felt like I've reached that plateau of I made it.
Sure.
You never reach that moment of realization.
Yeah.
Because I think, because you're always constantly looking for the next, job.
Sure.
The next, and with me, I'm kind of like, my life isn't certain. I know eventually I'll be looking for the next job someday. I never felt like, I've made it. I feel like every time you think you reach
I've made it. You're like, no, yeah. You're like, but I need to do better. Or I need to get more. Yeah.
You think you reach the peak of the mountain, and then you realize there's more of the mountain hidden above the clouds, and you got to keep going.
Yeah.
That's what the career feels like.
Sure.
I don't think I'm hot shit at all.
I don't think so either, Steve.
Thank you.
but I know. No, yeah,
so Ash and friends all had it.
I don't think you're hot shit either, Brock. Oh, rock slide. Oh, that's actually a great move.
I'll show you.
Ooh.
Steve,
Probably. Oh, I can only do it.
Is it a fighting move? No,
it's a
rock.
It's a rock.
I'm sorry, rocks. I was gonna.
Yeah, I love
smash.
punch slide.
Rock smash. It was a graveyard. It was a graveyard bash.
Okay. Well, not you, because that's not good. Steve, he's got dig. Banky's kind of sucking.
I think he could use a boost.
Can I only learn this once?
It is the old days.
Or can I teach this to more than one? Oh, no, I think it's only maybe once. It'd be worth it.
Who do you think you're going to be using more?
Between these two, I don't see them either of them being a permanent stay. What's Charmeleon's situation?
Ooh, get rid of Scratch.
Yeah, but am I gonna keep Rock Slide forever? That's the thing, right?
No, it's a move that's good for this portion of the game, but
yeah, it's
if a fire type knows Rock, what will that be good against? It really doesn't favor fire type because
because Rock is good against what's flying. It's good against. Can't think of other things off the top of my head. Fire. It's good against fire, which won't help much. I should do this though. There's no reason not to. I'm not gonna come back to Rock Tunnel. All right, I'm gonna teach it to somebody. I'm gonna teach it to.
It's like the first time we're like talking about the game in some time.
I know. The people who actually care about the game, like, oh my god, finally.
It's someone's like complaining about us not doing a fucking Wikipedia like read through. The Rock Tunnel.
Let's see. Actually, who's going to be around longer? Because I'm going to evolve this till Primeape, and that's going to be a while. That's up to 28.
Okay.
And then Diglett. I'm going to give it to whoever's going to be around longer.
If you eventually have a Doug Trio, that would be good against Koga.
Yeah. Although Rock won't really help against that. But it would help for variety of... Okay, he's going to evolve at 26. I'm going to give it to Mankey.
Okay.
Because I think he's going to stick around longer. I'm realizing, wow, because usually Steve and I, just through social things and actually mainly socializing, we see each other all the time.
Yeah.
And because of his tooth thing, we have not seen each other in a while. And I'm like, wow, that's why we're talking so damn much.
I realized because I'm like, because SungWon like messaged me, the night before. It's like, how are you feeling, champ? You did say how you feeling, champ. Thanks for also checking up on me too.
Yeah.
But because I was like, maybe I should rest, but a part of me was like, I really want to record.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And it's like, I'm up for it. And while I said, I'm like, I think I walked in the house, and like Anne-Marie and SungWon's like, how you doing, Steve? And I'm like, yeah, like 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm not like I'm not my best, but I'm actually surprised by how talkative I am.
Yeah, no, actually, you seem totally fine to me.
My face just feels numb at one portion of it. But
does it hurt bad?
No.
So that's good. As long as
the pain is gone.
That's good.
I was actually, when we were recording some of the last stuff, like Ultimate Muscle and One Piece and Toe Jam and Earl.
Yeah.
I think once we hit Ultimate Muscle, I was feeling pain. But I just powered through it.
Sure.
Not excruciating pain, but
it was still, yeah.
But
I want this man
but also,
out of my damn party.
But I was about to be like, I don't need praise for powering through it. It was also on a day where I couldn't see the dentist anyway, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're getting our conversations in. But
right.
But yeah, like I said, I think I said this earlier. Like we were tight, but we weren't like the closest of friends. But we've definitely we've done a lot of RPG grinding in our friendship.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, it was like me and you, me and Jay, me and like many people. Like that I feel like, I got much closer to in a good way. We were not distant before. It wasn't like that, but we were like friends. Like. But now it's like friends like you and Jay are like in the same tier as like the Dorps, the Wilco gang. I'm like, it's we're real toy.
Also, I would say part of the reason is because I am like down for anything.
This guy will clown. Yeah,
I will clown just about everything.
Yeah. He'll clown the fuck out of everything. This sounds strange, the way we're wording this.
I'm down to clown. It was only like 4 years ago I realized down to clown meant, DTF.
What? What did you think it meant before that?
I was like, who's up for getting like silly and stupid and having a good time?
I mean, you can say it that way, but yes.
I think it's come around. Now people are saying down to clown. It's kind of like it's a universal term.
Right.
But I said that one time, and Mike was like, that's not what you think it is.
Hey, Mike, you down to clown? I don't know if we're at that point, Steve. Wow.
Well, would you be down to clown?
Next, is this your segue? You want to fuck you next time? Is that what's happening? I guess we'll see. All right, see you tomorrow.